I just wanted to ask you about how you start a project.
How I start a project.
Yeah.
I'd like to know, do I know what I'm making? Do I not know what I'm making? How far back do you want me to go?
Where do you want to start?
Well, I always start with the wood that I've got.
Yeah.
Because I would probably not go out and buy wood when I've got a shop full of wood. So I would get inspired to, say, make a table or something, and then I'd pull out all the wood in my workshop and see what I've got. I need 4 legs, something will do for 4 legs, 4 rails. How big do I want my table? So I do this dance between the wood and my mind. Like, what do I feel like? This wood's got paint on it. Oh, I like that. Maybe I can make a shabby chic. Oh, but this is really nice, plain wood. Maybe I should make something more polished. So I just do this dance of decisions and pairing it back to what I actually want to make. And the thing that I usually find the first is the top, obviously, of the table, and then I make the base to fit the table. So all of that depends on all the wood around me.
So you're mostly inspired by what you want to create from the timber that you have?
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. And then once you...
all of that condensed into 5 words. Yeah.
No, and what about, like, how do you like to start your day in the workshop?
When I'm teaching or when I'm making for myself?
When you're making for yourself.
Oh, when it's sunny, I always take that half an hour or to sit in the sun with my cup of hot water or tea and just sort of get into a good place of anticipation and expectancy and hoping I won't be interrupted, or making sure I'm not, making some decisions around that, not answering the phone or looking at the phone, deciding whether I want to spend the morning or the whole day. So again, lots of decisions in that time.
Yeah. And then do you get all your tools out at once, or do you...
No, my tools are out at once.
You get them all out at once? You like to have them all around you?
No, I'm crap at that. I should, but I forget. I get so excited about starting that I grab the wood and then I start to process, and then I think, I need a square. Oh, I need a pencil. Yeah. So then I get annoyed with myself that I haven't got all my tools out. So I get the measuring and marking tools out, and then I measure and mark everything. Yeah. So that, not everything, but the base of the table, say.
Yeah.
I also do a sketch.
Yeah.
So I've got some final measurements.
Yeah.
And it's pretty stick figurey.
Cool.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing smart.
And what about in terms of what you sort of wear in the workshop, like, and whether or not that influences how you feel or how you create?
I love that question. I like to be showered and clean, and if I know I'm going to be sanding that day, I might not wash my hair that day because they're going to get full of dust. But I like to go with the weather, so what's going to be comfortable, and it might be anything from a dress to jeans to a t-shirt. But I like to feel not like I'm going out, but I like to feel that I'm giving my wholeness to this project, that it's not just something I'm going to do in my dressing gown or in my spare time or
in your
in the gardeny drape. Yeah, there's something about preparing that part of me as well.
Yeah. And would you agree that there's also, like, I don't know, like a degree of femininity that you bring in through?
Well, if I do, it's totally by accident. But I I love feeling the strength in my body when I pick things up and know what I can lift and what I can't lift. I like, because my hands are quite delicate now from using them so much, and also a bit of arthritis, when I knock them against something, it really hurts the joints on my fingers. So wearing my cut-off gloves, bike gloves they actually are, cycling gloves, makes me feel really strong, like I'm stepping in the ring, in the boxing ring that I used to watch as a kid. I used to watch boxing as a kid. And I just feel like I'm not going to get splinters as well, so I can throw the wood around and feel really confident in handling the wood, that it's not going to get me. So I'm not being careful.
Yeah. But you also wear pearls and diamonds and...
Yeah. It's like I love the contradiction between what we think woodwork's going to be and what it really is. It's all just about you and the wood, and it's got nothing to do with anything else. And if you want to wear, I would like to wear my pearls because they remind me of a dear friend of mine, and another person gave me the diamond earrings, and quite frankly I can't get them off. But it was a good accident, because it was like, no matter where I am or what I'm doing, I've got my diamond earrings on.
Love that.
So there's something about that that's like diamonds and dust.
And what message would you give to any woodworker who's feeling unsure of where to start in a project?
Well, I always want to lend people my confidence, but really it's back to you and how you know yourself. We all know ourselves better than anyone else knows us. And you can get all the advice in the world and all the encouragement in the world, but there's a little door, a little place inside you that either is going to open or it's going to stay shut. So I guess you use your own skills, your own knowledge about yourself to decide, to make the decision to start. And that can be a tiny gesture, or it can be a big gesture, like going out to the wood shop and plunging yourself into a world of wood and go, oh, well, I'll have that one and that one.
And what's an example of a tiny gesture?
A tiny gesture could be making a little sketch of something you might like, or getting on online and getting inspired by what's on Pinterest or what people are making, and just a kernel of an idea, just something that makes you feel like you could go forward, even just a smaller step, and not to beat up on yourself if you get a visitor and everything falls apart.
No visitors in ISO.
Yeah, well, absolutely, but no regrets. Just do the best you can, and that's enough. That's okay. Get excited wherever you can at the possibility of making something. Just the tiniest gesture could just be a thought, and that's okay. That's all you can do that day. Because some people are sick, they have to wait until they actually feel good in their bodies to lift a piece of timber. Or some people think may not be able to actually saw it by hand because that would hurt the shoulder that they have an injury in. So we're all completely different with our stories about how we come to woodwork, but we're all looking for the same satisfaction, which is to make something with our hands and our minds and see it grow in front of us from a stick of wood to a piece of furniture, or a workbench, or something that will lead us on to the next step. So making a workbench is ideal because it's a promise of the future.
Love that.